So I will log into this system, which is an ECC system where I execute transaction FP50. So here I want to create a GL account document, but then I get an error message that the posting period is not open. So this will be the example error that I want to submit to the service desk. All I need to do is either double click on the SAP icon at the bottom or go to the help menu and choose create support message. When I press that, our add-on is started, and the first thing that it asks for is a confirmation to take a screenshot. I will allow this because this is not a sensitive HR or finance transaction. And then the main screen appears where I can enter a subject. Long description. And here comes the interesting part at the bottom. You have fields related to your connected ITSM platform. In this case, it's ServiceNow. This is just a default template with the impact, urgency, severity, and the assignment group. All our customers want to customize this. I will show you some examples of that. It's absolutely possible. You can remove fields that are not necessary here. You can add extra fields that you might want to be populated by the end users. The second important thing here is that the group is populated automatically. We are on a finance transaction, so that's why this incident will end up in the finance team. You can set up rules in either SAP or alternatively in ServiceNow to automatically route the incident to the relevant support group. I will take this checkbox to open the ticket in a browser window once it is created, and I press send. When I press send, the backend SAP component creates the incident in ServiceNow, generates some attachments, uploads everything to that. And because I picked that little checkbox, it will open that in a browser window. By default, this is open via the service portal. So if your end users have access to the ServiceNow portal, they can immediately see a little overview of the ticket. But now, of course, let's jump in here with the service desk user and see what happened. This is the this is the incident that was just created. Let me click on that and let's go through what we have here. You've already seen the first benefit of the product. End users can create tickets pretty easily. The second benefit is the automatic routing and categorization. So you can see that the category is now set to software, subcategory is set to SAP. You can even create a new contact type. It's sent from SAP. You can distinguish incidents that were created based on a phone call or an email from the ones that were created directly from SAP. The open buy and caller fields are set to the SAP end user. Here we have all the user input. Assignment group is set to SAP Finance based on the rules that we defined, based on transaction code in this example. Business services populated automatically. The configuration item is based on the SAP system from which I submitted the ticket. So you have fully automated and 100% accurate routing here and categorization. The next benefit is here. You have different attachments. Obviously, we have the screenshot that was taken when we started the whole process. We have the output of transaction SU53, which is a standard SAP authorization report. In this example, this is going to be empty. In another use case that I will show, this is going to be meaningful. Here we will have all the failed authorization checks for the user. We also have an Excel sheet with all the screen content. Let me check. We have some chat messages here. Okay, that's not around the audio. Of course, we'll have a Q&A section at the end, so I will answer all the questions. In this column, you have all the fields that were displayed on the screen, and the program gathers automatically all the technical data. So if this incident ends up with a developer, then they will know that in this program, this screen, this field, which was the posting date, the value was today's date. You have the company code along with its description. You have the document type with its description and so on. So everything is provided. End users don't have to type in so much information. They don't have a chance to make a typing mistake. And you also get the technical details as well. All right, finally, we have a PDF file that is generated that contains a header about the affected user and system, all the user input. And now comes the really interesting part. You have all the details of the running program, including the title, transaction, program, screen number, subscreen number, component, package, and so on. You have all the details of the last message class number, type, even the long description from the SAP help is added here. Additionally, after a certain kernel release, you get the exact source code position where this error message was raised. So that's really, really useful for developers. They can directly navigate to that source code where the error happened. We have another section here on the SAP GUI information. This was a GUI for Windows with this version from that laptop and so on. You have all the details of the backend user, including salutation, language key, time zone, everything that you need to get in touch. You have all the details of the SAP system, and this last section contains all the components that are in the system with version information. So the idea is to provide a complete information package with every single incident that is submitted through this add-on. These are the most important attachments. There are different attachments that are attached to a specific kind of errors. I will show some examples later on. It's important to mention that whatever you've seen so far is possible with only the SAP add-on, and you don't need the ServiceNow add-on for this. However, if you do install the ServiceNow app from the store, you will get one extra tab sheet here. It's called SAP Technical Details, and for each incident, you will have the same data that you've seen in the Excel sheet and in the PDF file are saved to ServiceNow tables. Here you have the same things: program details, message details, user details, host information, screen field contents, system components, and so on. The big benefit of this is if you really need any of these on the incident form, it's very easy in ServiceNow to put it there. And of course, you can use all this data to create really nice SAP incident dashboards. We actually deliver a default incident dashboard with the ServiceNow app. And that contains some pre-configured reports here. You can check out the number of incidents per system, per priority. You can check the most frequent dialog error messages, incidents per transaction or module, incidents per GUI type. Here you can see that this also works with CRM, Web GUI, or any BSP-based UI, Fiori, Sub GUI, WebDig Pro, and so on. You have separate sheets for background jobs that fail. You have separate sheets for runtime errors, short dumps. And here you have a sheet for our second major use case. So if you use monitoring and alerting and create incidents based on alerts, then this is the reporting part that shows you more information about incidents created for alerts.